I was a Democrat from the time I could vote. I voted for Clinton the second term. I was old enough, and I felt that as a country, why were we so concerned about who he supposedly had an affair with, and that it was none of our business, and so on and so forth. And I thought myself very progressive in that. Being a music major, I had gay friends, I had black friends, I had friends from other countries, different religions, and I became a Christian, and I started to pray about who I should vote for. And I didn't vote for President Bush either time. And then President Obama came along. And I prayed, and I didn't feel like he should be president. There was something that I felt like he had a young family. He was still very young. I felt that he wouldn't take our country in a good direction. And I didn't feel that that's where God was leading me to vote. So I didn't vote for him. And then the time he ran again, I didn't vote for him again because his moratorium on the Gulf deeply affected my family and a lot of my friends' families, as I live in southern Louisiana. Now, that being said, because I didn't vote for him, all of a sudden I became a racist, a bigot, a homophobe, as I learned more about the horrors of Islamic extremists and tried to voice my concerns about that. I became an Islamophobe, apparently, as well. I was also damaging my womanhood somehow. I don't know exactly what that was supposed to mean. Now, as a mother of four and a Christian, I can no longer stay silent. And I can no longer sit idly by, holding on to my Democrat card just in case they provide me with a candidate that might be good enough to represent my family. And the last straw was when Hillary Clinton didn't win. And yes, I voted Trump. When she didn't win and people had complete meltdowns, it got even worse. People who have known me for decades were like, oh, you just voted for him because, your husband's in the oil field, or you just voted for him because you're really a racist. And I'm like, I've never been racist in my life. You just don't want gay people to have the same rights as you. No, I didn't say anything about gay people. I don't have a problem with gay people. I don't understand. And I watched greater and greater the divide, and I watched more and more this behavior coming up in the generation behind me, really. Just them melting down and throwing temper tantrums like my little kids. And I'm like, I would not accept this from my children. And this is what you have to know about me. I am an epileptic. I've suffered with seizures for over 15 years now. And yes, I believe that God will heal me in that time frame. I've had 4 beautiful children. Also, I've battled breast cancer, and thank you, Jesus, I survived. Now, there's a reason I'm saying that. I didn't survive all of that and have these 4 beautiful children to watch them grow up in a country that I don't even recognize anymore. And it's sad when I see people in the Democratic Party throwing out socialism as an option for government. Socialism has failed in every country it has ever been in, and it will not work in the United States. Thinking that you can give everything away for free is not going to work because somebody has to pay for it eventually. And at that moment, when I saw more and more people screaming and wearing pink hats and, quote, screaming out their personal parts because of Donald Trump or whatever it was that was going on, as I saw more and more of this coming along, and just the way women started acting and the demasculization of men, and it was heartbreaking. It was like the destruction of families, all types of families. I couldn't take it anymore. And last week, I officially switched from the Democratic Party to becoming a registered Republican. Because this 40-year-old wouldn't tolerate that crap from her little children. And she doesn't want her children to think that they should grow up to tolerate that behavior either. I would not allow my children to carry on like this and still be throwing a temper tantrum 2 years after the fact. And I refuse to sit by and watch others do the same. I will no longer enable them in their confusion, sadness, whatever it is that they have. And I love them. It doesn't change the fact that I love my friends that voted for Hillary, but I'm sorry. I voted for Trump. I'm not sorry about that. I'm sorry your candidate lost for you and that you can't seem to handle that. I thought you were taught how to be a good sport. But as of now, I have officially walked away from the Democratic Party, and I have no intentions of going back. And I don't feel bad about it. And everyone have a blessed night.